I'm going to I'm gonna just go ahead and get started. Okay. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me double check on that before I even go further into this reading because we're gonna be looking crazy if we don't have a sound. So we're gonna do it, I guess, podcast style because my nails look a mess. I did a crafting job where I had to use some spray paint and it's all over my nails. It looks a hot fucking mess. So okay, good. I can hear myself. Greetings. Hey Tawanda. Happy Sunday. Happy solar day to y'all. So yeah, I'm gonna do I haven't done one of these in a minute. So I'm gonna spice it up a little bit, okay? For those of you that are more of the deep lovers. And what I mean by that is you're usually intimidating to most people, most partners. They don't really know how to handle your energy. But they're, drawn to you, that siren energy. So that's what we're gonna tap into as far as how does this person really feel about you in your depth, or when you're in your depth, when you're expressing your true self, being your authentic self, or just being, just you're just you. So we're gonna tap into that. Like this video, share this video with someone you feel like it may resonate with. Okay. Happy Sunday to everybody. I have 3 piles for you guys to choose some from. I'm gonna have you guys choose which picture resonates. So I'm gonna shift through pile 1 and pile 3, or pile 2, pile 3, so you guys can choose. So based off of image or whatever stands out. So let's start with pile 1. Here's your option. So pile 1. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a moment to choose your pile. And then that's pile 1. This is pile 2. That's your option. Pile number 2's option. It's really pretty. Look at that. Look at that. It's just so nice and gorgeous. And then pile 3. That is your choice. Okay. So I'm going to do it again. So you guys, if you missed it, you just coming in. This is pile 1. I don't know if it's shifted. Yeah, okay. And this is pile 2 again. And then this is pile 3 again. Okay. All right. So hopefully you guys had enough time to choose your piles, okay? Based off of the essence, the energy, okay, of the image or where you're at, how you're feeling. So I'm just gonna get started, okay? Okay. All right. So pile number one. All right. Pile number one. If you guys were drawn to this image, this is your reading. And hopefully you have a person in mind. And if not, I trust that spirit will speak to what you need. So if it's how will my future partner feel about me and my depth? How do men or women in general feel about me and my depth? You can phrase it something like that. Whatever's on your heart, trust it. And if this pile does not resonate with you, don't force it. Um, you can check out the other piles. And if it just happens to be that it doesn't resonate at all, maybe this is the message for you at this time, or perhaps I may not be the reader for you because I got to put out this disclaimer, y'all. When I pick up energies, I pick up what God tells me to tap into. So, yes, sometimes we'll ask about a specific person or topic, but whatever source God, your divine team, your ancestors, our angels, whatever they want us to know, it's going to come through. And if it resonates, but it's not what you ask, like if you're discerning enough to say, okay, I know if I ask God for a question, I have to be open to what I need to hear, not always what I want to hear. So if it resonates and it may not be what you ask, that is still God speaking. And some people make the mistake of getting triggered or they leave too soon because it's not lining up with the person they're asking about. It might sound like someone else or a situation that what's going on, but they probably don't want to deal with it, or it's just like, that's not what I asked, but that's what you need to know. So you do what you will with the messages, y'all. I will never sugarcoat. Prophecy is not about what we want to know or what we want to hear, but it's what we need to know and what we need to hear. Okay. Spirit gives us what we need, not always what we want. And it doesn't always feel good sometimes, and sometimes it does. But at the end of the day, above it all, trust your discernment, and your discernment is sound, it's clear. And if you at one point feel triggered, you can take a step back and sit with yourself and ask what is being triggered and why, and tap in instead of pushing it away, because that does not help you. Okay, just rule of thumb, that's just what we do over here. We gotta honor what spirit says, tap in, pace yourself, give yourself that grace, that moment to tap in. But one thing I will encourage is never avoid, um reject, deflect, or try to stuff something down that is coming up that you need to know. If it's truly what you need, okay? Got to be mature. Not everyone is mature enough to hear a message that doesn't feel good or sound good to them, to sit with that as to why. We have to be mature enough to also say to ourselves that not everything that comes through is supposed to always be what I want. That's very immature and childish to think that way. Life does not work out that way. Okay. Some of the best medicine does not taste good. That's what I remind myself of. If I was to get a reading, you better tell me the truth. Tell me what I need to know. Don't mince nothing. Tell me straight up what do I need to hear. That's how I am. So if I'm giving them as a messenger, I'm gonna give it to y'all straight with no chaser, just like that. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's tap in. This is a pick a card. This is not free reading. So please, guys, be respectful in the chat. Do not ask for free readings. We're not doing that. If you want to book a reading, y'all can book on my website. Okay. Timestamps will be available after the live, after the replay. Okay. So that was a disclaimer. Hopefully, pile one, you did not skip that and you're respectful enough to listen to that disclaimer because it is important. Okay. Okay. I'll just be wasting my breath over here. All right, so pile number one, let's tap into how does this person on your mind, maybe on your hearts, how do they feel about you in your depth? Like you just being you, like being your true self, no, not cutting, you're not hiding anything, you're in your depth. You may be someone that people are very drawn to. You have an alluring presence. Maybe they're drawn to your beauty or your handsomeness, but when they get to know that there's more underneath the surface to you, they may be intimidated. They might just decide, I'm going to just sail on away from you because, and it's not because you're too much. It's not the right person, right? So if you want to know about This person in particular, let's tap in. All right, let's see. Pile number one, Divine Spirit, we ask that you bless this reading with divine truth and divine clarity beyond what we seek, but what we need to know in any space and timeline. Ask for divine covering and protection just around this group. Any distortions, projections, anything that is not of the divine source, highest good for these individuals. Any spirits of confusion, we block it, we bind that. Any lower forces of energies, any interferences that may try to come through, we bind it. And we ask for permission to tap into the collective of those who are receiving this message, but also the person that they're asking about, only what you will allow me to know and to tap into, Spirit. Amen and Ashe to that. Let's go ahead and tap in. All right. Judging from the picture that I was guided to give to pile number one, you guys are lovers. You're very sweet. I feel like people would, maybe even this person you're asking about, would describe you as someone that is very soft and feminine. If you are masculine, you're very sweet, you're very romantic. Um, you might wear a lot of pink. You could be someone that either dresses very light, florals. You might wear floral perfumes like light scents, vanilla scents, maybe a little bit of sandalwood or amber scents. But I feel like, um, even if you don't wear pink, there's something about you that people feel safe and drawn to, a sense of comfort about your energy too. You could be born in December or January for some of you, colder months, maybe spring, April, March, April, May. Um, you could have been born on a full moon as well. If you check your natal chart, the exact time of birth, your exact place of birth, you might be able to find for some of you that you were in fact born on a full moon. Um, Some of you guys might want to wear pink at your wedding, or you want a winter theme, maybe with pink, silver, or gold. Maybe you want your engagement ring to be pink, maybe a morganite. I think that's the name of that stone that I'm seeing. It's a pink stone, kind of like a deep pink, or your partner would want this. Some of you guys do take on too many people's energy. And I feel like with that, um taking some spiritual baths, like reclaiming your energy. Some of you guys do deal with maybe taking on people's energy in a way where it projects onto you, where you doubt yourself sometimes, or you might feel like you're dealing with low self-esteem sometimes, or you feel like people might take advantage of you. Spirit's saying to work with some rose quartz, take a pink salt bath, or get you some pink Himalayan salt lamps if you have some, or if you don't use them often, maybe this is the time to start doing. It's time to cleanse your energy and protect your heart chakra. Um, yeah. Okay. Let's start pulling. Let's get into it. Somebody's name could be Morgan because that keeps coming to me. Okay. What is it about you that is like the lure? Like, what is it that first hooks, like, or did hook this person to you, call them towards you? You know, what is it about them that caught your attention? Dang, your card is flying out already. Okay. It could have been your voice, something that you said. Um, you could have made this person feel maybe a sense of clarity about something. Let's see. Your voice could be very soothing, because that, like, that kind of fits the energy that I'm picking up of like the pink energy, the softness. So you could have a really soft voice. Some of you guys might be told that you have a baby voice. So I feel like it's your, definitely like your voice. They may have felt like something inevitably, like with you, is going to change something for them. And this, I kind of feel like this was something that intimidated them. Um, you might have made this person feel, how do I explain it? Um, it's like something about you kind of felt forbidden. Like but they just felt it's again something with your voice, maybe something you said. Let's see. They knew something was about to shift and change about you. This person could have been at a crossroads in their life. They could have had a lot of different choices or decisions that they needed to make. Um, they could have felt as though either this person met you while they were trying to decide on something in life, like a big decision or choice that they needed to make, and you said something that they needed to hear, and it holds a lot of weight in their present life right now. It holds a lot of weight because it was like right on time what they needed. It almost feels kind of savior-ish, but I don't feel like this person is the type that is clingy or codependent. They don't fall easily. So this person may not be in love. It might be too soon for all of that, but it's definitely like you have some sort of effect on this person. You shook something in them. Okay. Um, the best way I can describe this is like this person was very uncertain about a particular path. This person could have moved recently. You could have moved. You both could be from different places or something like that. Could have bumped into each other during a transition in your life, or literally like while you're traveling or getting gas or something like that. Something with cars, maybe. Okay. Yeah, this person was like stuck between, do I move in the past? Do I move, like, how do I move? You could have shared something about yourself, like that shocked this person, like how you grew up or where you come from or something like that, like a shift in your life. That could be something that stands out to them as well. Okay. So that's the lure. All right. That's what I'm getting from that. Let's see. What else, Spirit? Yeah, it's like you planted some sort of seed, but it was so innocent. It was so like, it was pure. It was something that I feel like they were not looking for. And they know that you're not coming at them in any kind of way. Like you're not trying to manipulate or control anything. Um, this is what keeps them coming back, I feel like, to your energy, or at least thinking about you. You planted a seed, like you said something encouraging, or you shared something about yourself that they find inspiring, and they return to it because it grounds them in some kind of way. So it could be a literal message, or just something you said in conversation or in passing, and you just don't think that it was that serious, but for them it held some kind of significant weight. I'll tell you that. Could be something about your childhood. Also for some of you, it could have been like your own child, or something special about your birth, if you're a mother, or if you're a father, something about how your child was brought into this world, or something significant, or your own birthing experience, like how, when your mother gave birth to you. Yeah, something prophetic. There's something about you, like your words, or the timing of your presence, the timing of your words. You could have gave them guidance that they needed, and you didn't know nothing. You didn't know anything about what they were dealing with, growing through, who, what, when, where. It's just, yeah. Let's see what else. Dropping cards. You got the Oshun card. So Oshun is that beautiful, sensuous goddess of fertility, love. She's very seductive and alluring and free spirited as well. But don't cross her, don't mess with her, don't underestimate her vibe. So this energy that I feel like initially maybe this person was caught off guard and they saw you first physically. Whether you're a man or a woman, it's like something about you was physically attractive. You exude natural beauty. You exude presence. Like it could be something like you could have been wearing something that stood out. Maybe your jewelry, the color of your clothes was vibrant colored or bright colored. You could have been wearing jewelry around your waist, so like waist beads or waist chain or something like that, an anklet, something that accentuates a part of your body. Yeah, body. Giving body yada yada. That's what I'm getting from that. So, but it's more so about it's like an innocence about you or purity or like I know you're honest, I know you're being real with me. Okay. So this is what is captivating about your energy to this person, pile number one. Let's see what else here. Spirit. What is it? What is it? Greetings, everybody in the chat or whenever replay. Greetings, everyone. Greetings and greetings. All right, Spirit. What else? What's up? What's up with pile number one? This person. How do they feel about them and their depth? The depth of them. Okay. Let's see. You might intimidate this person in a way too where like your energy calls them either to let something go, like it makes them confront a part of themselves or ask them, are you really ready to release and let go of what you need to? It's like your energy is like, come swim, come join me. But if you're scared to swim, if you're afraid of drowning, you're not going to. You're going to be like, I don't know if I'm ready to do that. And I feel like your energy calls this person. They're afraid of how vulnerable you make them feel or what your energy invites them to tap into and feel, but to release. It's like this energy that you it could be fear, releasing the energy of fear. It's like you kind of call that out of them. And if this person's not ready, they're not ready to do that. They might distance themselves sometimes. You know, you might find that this person is emotionally distant, or if you guys connect, it's like they keep the emotions out of the picture. Like that's you're not gonna get much out of that. Yeah, they're very icy. Um, a very ice energy. They try to stay composed, you know. That's their way of protecting themselves. That's a way of them not wanting to lose too much of themselves. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's like how you make them feel, you know. It's scary to them, and it's not anything wrong or anything that you're doing wrong. I feel like you're triggering what you're supposed to in this person because there is something that they do need to leave behind, and it could even be just like that emotional withdrawal and coldness, that disconnect from themselves, because this could be blocking them in love. Okay, let's see. Let me see, Spirit. What else? Pile number one person. How do they feel? Okay. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Your energy, it's so watery. So either you are the water sign and or this person is, or it's just like you kind of call them into that emotion, like to pull them into that emotional realm. And I feel like to them it's very unknown territory and it's very scary. Because it makes them have to deal with their fear of trust, um, mainly trusting in themselves, their intuition and what they're feeling. They might sometimes question, am I doing too much? Am I delusional? It's like they pause. Um, they might withhold emotion, or you might sense like there's something more that this person is feeling, but why aren't they saying it? You know, I feel like they want to say something. I feel like there's something on their mind, but they're like avoiding it, or they're avoiding me. Like you can feel, or you can ask them like, hey, like what's going on with you? Like, what's up? And they're like, oh, I'm good, you know. But you can tell, like, no, you're not. You know what I mean? You can see past the facade. So you could be very intuitive. You could literally, yeah, um, have the ability to see and to feel. You could be clairsentient, clairvoyant. Those could be your main clairs for you. the third the third eye chakra came out. Okay. Yes, that is confirmation. So you have a sharp intuition, and you might be able to pick up on people. Like, it's so weird. Okay. How do I explain this? Let's say, for instance, this person um actually, like, on a subconscious level, wants you to know how they feel, but they don't know how to express it, or they're afraid to be the first to say something, or to address, or to bring it up. And it's like a telepathy or telepathic um exchange. And I'm not talking about Delulu stuff, where, oh, I like, no, because some people is just, no disrespect, but some people just out on the deep end, and they just ain't got no floaties, they ain't got no lifeline, and they just not there mentally, but I feel like you can sense something, like, you'll know, like, no, I can tell what's on their mind, and they might say it, and you're like, see, okay, I'm not tripping. Or you might call it out, like, say it, and then they'll look at you like, what the fuck, like, or they'll just admit they have no choice but to, or they might deflect and be like, no, 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 that's not what it is. Because I feel like this person does kind of play mind games to kind of influence the situation. They don't want to give away too much to you. They don't want you to know how much you actually affect them. Does that make sense? Or how much they're actually feeling. This could be someone that you're dating, and for some of you, it could be someone that you work around, or kind of platonic energy, or this is like your future partner that you haven't met yet, like how you guys will interact. It might start off a little bit with this person trying to be cool, calm, collected to protect themselves. So they might behave in a way that's very mysterious. Oh, you can't see, you can't tap in. Don't try to, I don't want to feel that. They might tell themselves like, I'm not tapping into that. I don't want to feel this. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. But I don't feel like this person is mean or cruel towards you. It's just somebody that projects like, oh, everything's fine. And it might not be fine all the time. Like, this person could be going through things they won't tell people. It's not just a you thing, but you make them feel very vulnerable because they can sense that something, that they're hiding something, or maybe they feel like you literally know what's going on with me. So that's something that I feel like charges this person up. Let's see. Let's see. It's like they want to still kind of like engage with you. I heard like still be playful, still be lighthearted to some degree. Um, but there's juggling, there's this juggling of um they could be preparing to be more receptive, more open. That's a possibility. But it's kind of like they're trying to juggle what feels lighter, but this person does feel connected to you. This may not be for everyone, but I can say that for some of you out there, for sure, this person does feel a connection towards you. There's a compatibility that they sense. They something about your paths and how it crossed, how your paths aligned for both of you. It's like you guys might talk about that. There has to be a mutuality in this. This is not a one-sided connection where someone's just concluding, oh yeah, we're soulmates, we're twins. It does not work like that. A connection is where two people are connecting, not someone attaching themselves. That's not a connection, you know. So there's some sort of mutual energy. Did this person comes off very protected and guarded, maybe even tough sometimes, or this tough exterior. This person could work in the military, but underneath all of that, they do want love. For some of you, this is your person, or you're already with this person, or this is your future spouse's energy I'm picking up on. Okay. All right. So that was pile number one. If you guys like that, if it resonates, if it spoke to you, you know what to do, You know what to do. Okay, tap in. Okay, tap in. All right. Thanks for being here, pile number one. Much love to you guys. We want to book your own How Do They Feel readings, go a little bit more in depth, more personal. You guys can check out my website, waluchildreadings.ninja, or you guys can email me if you guys have any questions about my services and how they work. Okay. All right. So let's hit it. Pile number two. All right. All right. All right. All right. Pile number two. So this is your reading. Okay. And quick disclaimer, if you guys are watching the replay or you're just now tuning in, I do have to put out the disclaimer that I only read what spirit tells me to read. Okay. If spirit wants to talk about something that maybe you didn't have on your mind or you didn't ask, if it's what you need to hear and it resonates with you, that is your message. If it's something that's not for you, but I won't say you got to be wise and mature in the sense that just because something comes out that you didn't ask or you don't want to hear, even if it resonates with you, that is your message. Okay. You don't have to accept it right away, but I will say with when you're asking God or spirit of the universe to grant you something or show you something, you have to be open in which how spirit delivers it to you. Okay. This is not about I get to pick and choose what I want. When people tap into prophecy, it is mainly first about what the people need to know and to hear, not always what they want to hear. Okay. So we're not going to just toss away things because it doesn't sound like what we want. If it's something we need to hear, we need to know, we need to release, we need to reflect upon, whatever the case may be, or take heed to. That is a wise thing. Okay. I'm not one of those readers that just tell you what you want to hear or encourage you to be delulu and be like, oh, because it triggered me, I don't want to listen to this. So that's why I always pray, what is it that the viewer or the person I'm reading for, or even myself, needs to know beyond what we're seeking, beyond what we ask or what we seek? What is it that we need to hear and to know? Okay. So sit with that. If something triggers you to oblivion, take a step back, breathe, and then reflect and ask yourself what is being triggered and why. And that's the starting point. Always take it inward and figure and reflect what's going on within you. Okay. So that you can release it. Stuffing down, walking away, denying, it's not going to make it go away. You know what I'm saying? So that is my encouragement to you guys. All right. So let's tap in pile number two. I'm so glad that you guys are here. All right. I'm going to use the Egyptian cards for y'all. Okay. Pile number one had the mermaid cards, but I'm going to use the Nefertiti. I can't remember which one it is. The child is Egyptian. Okay. All right. So, um, what is it that you guys need to know as far as how does the person on your mind and your heart? You could be asking about a love interest, someone you're currently dating, someone that you're with. Maybe as a general, how do men or women, how do they really feel about me in my depth? How will my future spouse feel about me in my depth? However you want to phrase it. But if it doesn't resonate, don't force it. Check out another pile if there's something for you in another pile. And if not, just trust that it's not the message for you at this time. Okay. Or I just might not be the person, the messenger for you at all. It might be sometimes. Okay. Before I pull the cards, let me stop. Um, let me tap in like I did with pile number one's picture to kind of gauge the type of energy you guys may exude. So you guys could be, I feel like you guys are very attractive. You guys could be like extroverted people. You're not shy. You have maybe something with Mars energy, Mars placements, maybe Aries energy, a lot of first house energies going on, a lot of stuff, a lot of planets in your first house. Um, your moon could be in Aries for some of you. it's like people have a sense or just assume sometimes that you know more than them, or that you're just confident naturally, and perhaps maybe you are, maybe you do know more than what people might. uh it's kind of like people see you and are immediately intimidated. You might be one of those men or women that people like silently compete with, and you be like, bitch, I ain't thinking about you like that. like damn, like what did I do? Or like people have to prove themselves to you. Like they start having to flex and brag about the things that they've got, places they've been. um and you're just like, okay, because again, like, you give off an energy of self assurance. You know yourself, you're confident, you're unshakable, um you're wise, you're experienced in some cases, or you have more. It's like, it is something about this. And for some of you, there's a Capricorn energy, Capricorn placement, maybe Leo energy, of Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, just the fixed signs, maybe any of the fixed signs. I think I called them all out, right? Yes. So it could be that, or a certain, maybe in your first house, you have one of those fixed signs in your first house, or one of the planets of those fixed signs in your house. So like Venus, Pluto, what else? The sun is most definitely main character energy, sun in the first house. Um Uranus, and maybe even Saturn in your first house. And like something about that is it's like your energy exudes main character. And I don't feel like it's you're trying to be anything, or you're not trying to come off a certain way, but I feel like it just naturally intimidates people. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for pile number 2, based off of the energy of your photo. But I'm going to get into the real reading now. We're going to pull the cards. But that was a reading. Let me not diminish that. That was a read. Let's tap in. All right, pile number 2. How does this person feel? I'm like, I asked pile number 1, like, what was the lure? What was it that hooked your person, or will, if you're asking future tense, a person you have yet to meet, your future spouse or something like that? Um, ooh, very regal. You give off a nurturer, like you're good with kids, even if you don't have children, or you seem like like somebody that you take good care of people that you love. They could have seen you with a child, or like seen some side of you that was sweet, kind, soft, nurturing. Maybe the way that you spoke to another person doesn't have to be a child, but like how you spoke to someone. Maybe even how you handled a situation very lovingly and with care. You could be a nurse, you could be a doctor. That could have been how they first met you. You could be a healer. I'm getting sound healing for some of you. You could be a sound healer. um you do some type of healing, and you're very regal. Something about your energy, like your posture, how you stand, how you walk, how you dress, how you smell, gives off regal, queen or king vibes. You were kind to somebody, you did something for somebody. They saw you, either you were kind. That's what I'm getting. And it wasn't them. It was like they saw, they witnessed, maybe heard, but I feel like they saw you. They were in witness of um you stirred something up in them. Maybe you remind them of a parent or someone that was like a loving caretaker, maybe a teacher that loved them, believed in them, or something. It's like you remind them of that in a good way, like the essence, the energy of um it might have brought out the inner child, or like a security, a safety, but they saw you in your kindness, or you being compassionate. Okay, let's clarify this with some oracle. Let's see, spirit. What was the lure? What was it that captivated? Of course, the card gonna fall on the floor. it could have been something challenging that you had to deal with, and the way that you handled it, this person was impressed by that. You handled it with grace, with confidence, with courage, maybe, and this person respects you, and it reminds them, maybe again, like, you remind them of somebody they respect already, that they have a reverence for. It could be their mother, could be a grandmother, some sort of caretaker, their teacher, a childhood teacher that they're very fond of. Yeah, I feel like too, there was something that was cleansing, or you cleansed something, or you cleared something up. I don't know. I feel it was an act of kindness or an act of grace, something like that. Like, you know how to manage or handle yourself with grace. All right. Let's see. Hmm. You're very different from a lot of people that they know, or it could be like people that they've dated. They feel like people, you are a leader in some kind of way, and they feel like people can learn from you, or it's like something about your past. People can learn from your past. Um, they this may not be for everybody. This might sound shady. Nothing against exes, but this person could say, like, I wish my exes would have met you, because maybe they seen you. You don't judge other men or women that are in transition or something like that, or like, where it's like where people might judge a certain person, or maybe, like, let's say, like a homeless person, or someone that society will deem as, I don't know, like, in a negative light. You could have spoke highly about someone, or you help someone in need, like, where other people would turn the cheek, or just be like, oh, they're just whatever, they're just disposable, like, okay. But you didn't do that, or you don't speak that way about people, so they admire this about you, and this is what keeps them captivated to you, because yeah, okay, that makes sense. You're a community minded person. You're a community minded person. Wow. But there's some things that they do fear about you, though. Um, your energy is very powerful. I'm gonna just tell you what the cards. I got the Death card, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Justice card. All three of these came out together. Um, Something about threes with you. The number three is significant, connected to you, or this person notices something in threes, or has noticed something in threes about you through observation. You're definitely got some Scorpio in your chart for sure. Um, or Pluto in your first house. But there's something about you that triggers a fear in this person of change. Change in a sense of, like, what you're willing, like, there's no limit to what you can withstand. And they feel like you could be like a justice warrior, maybe even, or you're somebody that is very community minded, where you don't mince your words, where some people are intimidated by certain causes or speaking about certain injustices. Um, you're not. And this person kind of feels like, I don't know if I can measure up, or what if I'm just too shallow for this person. So you could be into activism. You could. I wouldn't doubt it. You're very intense in a good way. This person does definitely fear the changes that you might awaken in them, and maybe in others. Like, if their friends, their homeboys, their homegirls are just kind of like 3D people, like, they just do everything day to day, day in, day out, do everything like, the TV says, the media says, the rappers, this and that, the celebrities do this, the magazines say this, the podcasters, the gurus say dress like this, talk like this, this is what a man or woman should be like. You go against the grain in that, and it's admirable, but it's also something that shakes them up a little bit, makes them kind of check in and say, damn, like, you know, I hope I'm conveying this clearly, but yeah, your energy means big business though. Okay. So I see why people would be shocked, and they feel like you come into You've came into their life for a reason. You judge people wisely. They know that if you honor something, you support something, it's because deep down in your heart you know it's right. And if you don't support something or you don't vibe with somebody, it's because you're making clear judgment. You're not judging people just based off of feelings or what other people say or think. It's because deep down inside, like, you're dealing with the real of it. You're not taking things personal. If you respect someone, it's not because they are nice to you necessarily or they're a likable person. You might respect things about certain politicians that you don't like, but there's certain things maybe you can say, I respect this about them. I don't really fuck with them like that, but I like this about them, or I respect this about them. You know, they know that you're somebody that's a realist. You don't pick and choose because somebody tickled your fancy. You're not flattered by that. You honor what people give out, what you see, if that makes sense. So that's why this person I feel like is a little intimidated, but it's an admirable energy behind it too at the same time, if that makes sense. Um, let's see. Spirit, divine source, God. Thank you. Okay. You make them want to manifest and shift some things in their life. They may try to show off in front of you. Like, again, it goes back to what I said earlier, where people like really work to impress you. They want to be seen by you. They want to look a certain way because like your opinion matters. So they might be someone like you might see them changing something up about themselves, maybe like their appearance, the way that they talk, the things that they're into. Maybe it makes them want to study injustices more, or something like that. Like you encourage or inspire this person to change or to shift or to tap into better. So I feel like this person is going to take their time to get to know you. This person is not going to rush anything with you, or they may already be kind of like, if you guys are in pursuit of getting to know each other, they're preparing for things to maybe between the two of you to grow. You know, they want to show, I feel like this person cares about what you think. And not because they're weak minded or something like that, but like they respect you. And I feel like this person wants to be forthright with you. This person wants to show you that they are reliable. Okay. Um, yeah. This person could do something on social media that they hope you would admire. Okay. So they might post things, they might repost things, they might repost injustices in the things that you're interested in. They might speak about, it's like something that they, yes, it's a little bit to impress you, but also to show you like I'm deep as well. Like I'm not shallow. Or you inspired me to read on this or to invest more into this mentally, or even if it's like their health or it's something, to be more of a kinder person, to be more conscious. Because I'm gonna be real, like this person could follow a lot of shallow people, like gossip sites and shit like there's nothing wrong with like shade rooms and stuff per se. I don't think that is something you should consume every day or like invest all of your energy into, or celebrity gossips or stuff going on with people like YouTubers dramas and stuff like stuff like that, or TikTok mess. Like this person could also follow a lot of influencers that are just surface level, or they only show a surface of themselves. So it's like they might readjust even what they consume or who they follow, what they watch, who they might have used to admire even. Yeah, there's something with them shifting like their social medias. Um, this person could become more of a homebody, spend a lot of time maybe in their living room or something like that, or spending time with people indoors, like friends, family, rather than trying to be seen and all of that. Like there's something that's going to shift about this person in that kind of way, if that makes sense. All right. So thanks to you as the catalyst, pile number two. If that resonated with you, pile number two, make sure you like this video or share it with someone you feel like it might also resonate with or help. Okay. Subscribe if you like the vibes over here. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'm so glad that you guys came. Or whenever you watch this, if you're not watching it at the live, whenever you do hear it or watch it, if it's for you, show some love. I greatly appreciate that. Take care. Pile number 2. All right. Last but not least, we're going to hit it to pile number 3. Okay. All right. Last but not least is pile number 3. All right, pile number 3. I'm glad that you're her. So, disclaimer, like everybody else, got a disclaimer. Y'all gonna get one too, okay? So, with these messages, okay, I do not control what spirit delivers. I allow it to come through with all respect because I know that spirit gives us what we need to hear and not always what we want to hear. So, with that being said, sometimes when you have a person or something or a specific question in mind, spirit will go around that if that's not what you need to know right now and deliver what you need. Um, do all messages that are uncomfortable necessarily mean that they're not for you? No, especially if it resonates and you know that it's true. Uncomfortable truths mainly are the ones we really need to listen to. It would be very unwise and spiritually immature to just think that spirit is going to hand us and give us everything we want when we want or how we want it. When you ask the universe for messages or signs or clarity, you have to be respectful and open into which they deliver it. And that comes discernment. Again, a wise person knows that not every message that comes through is going to feel good, but that does not mean just throw it and toss it away. You have to discern how it relates and if it even relates to you, right? Some people do get triggered even by hearing good messages. That's a thing too. But we all have to discern what we are receiving, if it genuinely is for us or not. Okay. If something triggers you, it just makes you feel extremely uncomfortable in some kind of way, you can take a step back and just, when you're ready to reflect and go within yourself and ask, why did that trigger me? Why did this, what was said, or why does this person trigger me? Whatever it was, go within self about that. Reflect, not deflect or project, but go within yourself. Why is that trigger there so you can deal with it? It does not help to run, to stuff away, to deny, to lie to yourself, try to project or distract. That doesn't do anything. It's just going to be a repetitive cycle. You know what I mean? Like it's still going to pursue you until you deal with it. Okay. It could come and manifest in different ways, different forms, different people, different messengers, different signs, synchronicities, whatever. So it's best to be receptive and respectful to spirit as I would if I got a reading, and when I do get a reading, I want people to be honest with me. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Tell me what it is. Okay. And I know sometimes I could be in the wrong. So, like, call me out. I want spirit to tell me the truth. That protects us on our journey when we listen to spirit. We listen to our ancestors, when we listen to the universe or to our angels, whatever the trusted sources are. Um, that's how we should move. Okay. So I cannot guarantee you exactly what's going to come out and if it's going to be what you want to hear or who you want to hear it about. Um, Yes, set your intentions. Ask within your heart, spirit, I want to know how this particular person feels, or if it's general, like how do men or women feel about me when I'm in my depth, or the depth of me, how will my future spouse, like whatever you want to formulate. And what comes through, listen and take it in discerningly. If it doesn't resonate or make sense, I should say, if it doesn't make sense to you, it may not be your message or it may not be your now message, or if it's something that hits and it sounds like the truth of something that you're going through or did go through, but you don't necessarily want to hear that. That's not what you asked. Don't be quick to cast it aside. Okay. Sit with it by all means, take your time with it, come back to it, but do not push it away. Okay. That is my suggestion to you guys. And I know that's not a popular way to approach tarot because we are taught that tarot is just about tell me my future, tell me my fortune, tell me that love is coming. But work, prophetic gifts and callings do not work that way first. First of all, they are what God instills for people to share that people need to know and to hear, for warnings, for preparation, for correction. You know, all the great prophets prophesied about famines and how to work around that, how to start getting our ducks in a row, wars and battles, armies and kings being warned that their empires could be taken down if they did not take heed to things. That's how real prophets work. And I know that that's not favorable in like what is promoted, but that's what prophecy is about. It's about giving you insights and heads up. Sometimes it is warnings, sometimes it is for correction, right? So it's not always who am I going to marry and am I going to be famous? Am I going to be rich? What is Tuesday gonna be like? You know, if I wear this gown, you know, if I say this, like that's part of it, but that's not the weight of prophecy. Hopefully that makes sense. So these messages have been good so far, though. I will say that for what it's worth, with I guess quote unquote what sounds good to people, these have been good messages in that sense. So let's tap in pile number 3. I thank you for listening to the disclaimer. Okay. I hope this message blesses you ahead of time. Before I pull any cards, I'm going to just tap into the essence of the pile of the photo that you chose to kind of get a sense of who you are. And I feel right off the bat, you are either a strong earth placement or fire in your chart. You probably have one, at least maybe two, 1 to 2, if not 3, um, earth or fire signs in, or maybe both in your big 3. Um, I feel like your energy is very grounded and very you're very down to earth. I feel like you don't get carried away um romantically usually. I feel like some of you guys could work with your ancestors a lot. You could be into indigenous spiritualities, African spiritualities, Latin or pagan spiritualities, something where you work with the earth, herbs, bones, fruits. You work with your hands, you do spiritual work, like you don't mind getting your hands dirty, and not like energy wise, but like literally like working with herbs or dirt, water, something with earth. Some of you guys have outdoor altars set up like in your backyard. You guys might gather things in nature and put them on your altar. You seek, I don't know why I gave that long disclaimer to y'all. That should have been probably, I mean, everybody, I guess, but you actually do, for the majority of those, I feel like that this pile is for, you actually do consult with divine or your divine sources before you do things, and not like in a way that you're not sovereign, but it's like you know that you have an inner compass, but you also have a legion of divine protectors and wise counsels. um I feel like you take this journey very seriously. You could do spiritual work for other people. You work with, again, something with your hands. You could make medicines in the form of teas, maybe supplements. You may use healing of the hands on people, literally. You might do like earth rituals, like where people do grounding work with the dirt, the earth, the trees, water, creeks, oceans, lakes. Somebody recently did either like an ancestor altar or some sort of ancestral veneration. This looks like a creek or the woods. I'm seeing like sticks and bones and crystals, dry herbs or flowers set up in a circle or something. And it was set up for your ancestors or a particular ancestor. I'm getting antlers too. Um, so I don't know, that could be Capricorns, Tauruses, Aries energy, or literally someone has like an antler altar or setting on their altar. You like to walk around barefoot a lot, or you do grounding work with your feet, like you like to ground, like you like to walk around in the dirt. Um, some of you guys have anklets with bells on them or shells, or you should. Um, because it's something about like your walk. You guys are. I like y'all. I like this pile. Yeah, I like every pile, but this one, I I feel strong, powerful energy around like your spiritual walk. You take it very seriously. I don't feel like this is your first rodeo or something like that, or you're very ancient. You're very old. Um, like your spirit or like your ancestors or who you tap into are very wise, very powerful. Like they have the knowledge and the wisdom of like the medicine, the earth, the herbs. Um, they might tell you like, okay, or you just feel drawn to drive to a certain place, like, okay, this park needs attention. You might go to a specific park, you might ground there, you might pray over the trees, the grass, the areas, the water, the playgrounds. You pray over children, you pray over people there, the animals, the birds, like squirrels. I don't know. It's like it's given Pocahontas, almost Avatar to the movie Avatar with the blue people. I'm getting that type of energy, deeply rooted energy. Um, I talk about them ever so often, but I'm getting the Gullah-Geechee cry, like tribe too, um, or the Gullah. That's what I'm picking up on for some of you, and native cultures, even in um, indigenous cultures of like even Latin America. I don't know if this is what I'm getting, but I'm Guatemala. Someone could be Guatemalan, Aztec, Mayan type. I'm seeing like people with feathers. I'm seeing they have certain piercings in their noses. They have certain markings on their face or paint, tribal paint on their face. So not just indigenous American, but like Latin indigenous, um, maybe even West Indies. I don't know if what is Guadeloupe? Is that considered West Indies? I think so. Or it's like a French. I'm not sure, but that's what's coming to me as well. All right, let's pull some cards now. All right, pile number 3. Last but not least, in their depth, this person that they have on their heart and on their mind, or whatever the subject matter that they're tapping into, what was it that first drew this person, lured them in, hooked them in? Um, this person in question about pile number 1, or pile number, maybe pile number 1 might be a message for you. Pile number 3, excuse me, pile number 3. What was it that called them to pile number 1? This person in question, or 3. God damn, why are you saying pile number 1? Ooh, your power. Something maybe about your witchy nature. And if witchy or witch is a slur or something like an offensive term to you, I apologize, but that's not how I take it. I don't look at the word as something demonic or evil. That's not how I see it. This is giving powerful energy to me. Some of you guys may have a cat, or you have like a, a big cat tatted on you. For some of you, they could have been drawn to that. They like your boldness. They do. This person likes your depth. But we're gonna see. Like if there's anything that they might be intimidated about, it will come out in the reading. But I don't see that. So far, so good. I don't see that. Um, you're passionate. You're just like raw, you're confident. You don't hide things about yourself. So to some, I feel like initially everybody's drawn to something bold. It's like you have no choice but to be drawn to it and just like, oh, what the fuck is that? And it might kind of sting a little bit of insecurity or that desire to control it. But you know what it's like. This is you, what people are sensing about you, like whoever this person is or people are, how do they feel about you and your depth? They feel like you're unapologetically owning something about yourself that maybe you had to work through. Now this might be cringy for some people, disgusting, whatever. So just fair warning. But this is what I'm getting because some people actually do practice in this way, their spirituality, or show reverence to the feminine energy in this way. But I'm seeing like some sort of altar with menstrual I'm just gonna say menstrual liquid. Okay. It could be an altar, someone does some sort of spiritual work. They also represent like someone that has been through a lot of trauma, um, and has risen past that, has found their power, has a voice in that. Someone that owns their sensuality, their sexuality, in a way that may, like this person initially, like what I'm getting, they fuck with it, they vibe with it. So let's keep going though, because you know what people are drawn to could be the very thing that they learn to like dismiss or hate, sometimes, but that doesn't have to be your story. So we just gonna keep tapping in. All right, so let's see. Is this energy something that still captivates them, or maybe other things? Ultimately, let's see what captivates this person or keeps them captivated. To pile number 3, or people. You give something of value, and you don't give out your energy easily. So like if this is somebody that you are having adult relations with, you don't just give this to anybody kind of vibe, or you don't just talk to people, just anyone. Like you'll be respectful of people, you can engage with humans, but like there's a certain level of exclusivity to your energy, and it's not cockiness, it's not unbalanced, it's like you honor yourself. Yeah, you're a shaman. Shaman card came out. Perfect example. You know what it's like to be abandoned, overlooked, rejected, feeling unworthy. Maybe as a child, you feel like you didn't have a place. And it's like that's the thing that brought you to your calling. And you might also be a healer of children. Hey, you might be a healer of children, um that you resonate with or feel like also have this, or you try to protect them from the rejections and the, if you can, because sometimes that is some of our template in life, is to go through certain things. That's what makes us stronger and wiser. So some things we are not meant to intervene in other people's journeys, but it's like a, you speak to the core of the children that have a similar gift or a similar life path or walk. It's you. Yeah, this pile right here is lit, okay? With just like that divine flame, that divine ancestral flame, like that ancient essence. Like, yeah, this shit ain't no play. This person likes your hands. Um, yeah, they like that you are strong-willed. They fuck with this. I don't think this. I mean, we gonna ask, are they intimidated by anything by you? Because from the looks of it, no, I don't think so. In a good way, like no, they respect it. You want somebody that's not intimidated by you, that respects you, that is just as confident. Like you don't conform. You don't play the game, or at least not anymore. Some of you guys know what it's like to be in survival mode. You guys are very brutally honest with yourself, so that's why you're so honest with others. Um, this is a self-discovery energy. Maybe this person is also captivated by the fact that you keep self-discovering, you self-explore, you don't stop where you are, you keep swimming. Your energy is very alluring. They like I said, something about your hands or your fingers, maybe the way that you do your nails, or if you're a man, like you may take care of your hands and nails. If you wear rings, they like the way rings look on your hands, man or woman. All right, let's see. Spirit, is there anything that they fear about pile number 3, if anything? Okay. they're afraid to get lost in your energy. They feel like you are this person might be deeply spiritual as well. Because I'm getting like different terms, like they understand certain maybe spiritual concepts or spiritual energies. um they fear like you're a void. Your energy is like it's everything but it's nothing at the same time, like not nothing in a negative sense, but like your energy is just existing, and like that could pull them in a space of like uncertainty. Like I want to captivate this person in a sense of I would want to be with them. I would probably want to marry them. I probably would want to sleep with them. I probably would want to have a child with them. But what if this person sees me as just like an experience, and then we might like there's a fear of a lack of permanence with you because they feel like your energy belongs to source God. Like you're not limited to the things of this world. Does that make sense? That's the best way that I can describe this. You're very deeply transformative in a way that you awaken something within them that has to let go, or at least maybe not has to, but cause them to question life the way that they perceive it. Like, why do I want to get married? Why do I like sex? Like, or why do I want to have sex with this? It's like it makes them go into the depth. Because this person does feel a connection to you. It could come through sometimes as like strong lust, strong desire to be with you, and that could be just what you pull out of people in general. Let's see. But they almost feel like they can't keep you. Like you're like a butterfly. You're just meant to watch it grow and then watch it fly. Like it's not something that you should try to keep in a jar. That's not how, it's something you're just meant to reverence, admire its growth. Yeah, your service, you bring value into people's life. They feel like you have a purpose and calling or something, and they just like, does this purpose or calling like include the things of what how we think as humans we should live our lives? We should get married, we should have kids, we should work a 9 to 5, we should do this. It's like that's not everybody's journey or template or meant to be that their whole life's journey. Their life journey can flip to being a CEO, to saying one day I might be homeless, or I'm a CEO one day and then I decide like working in the corporate world does not work for me. I work best with working in the community and working with people, even if I don't get paid as much. Or I had kids at 20 years old. I got married at 20 years old, and now I'm a divorcee. Now I'm a single woman at 50 or 60, and I'm living my life and I'm enjoying my life. I'm traveling abroad. Like there's something about this is just this flow, and this person understands that in some kind of way, which lets me know that this person is also spiritually in tune or aware. You guys might have history through working together, or this person, something with service, or you've gotten service from this person, or word of mouth. um Working in service of some sort. Working with children is a part of your journey for sure. A part of your purpose is working with children. You're meant to create, you're meant to relax in this life. Archangel Raphael is one of your angels that stand with you because they deal with the energy of healing. This person is very mentally wise. So they see things, they know that you've been betrayed, you've been manipulated. This could be one of the people that has hurt you in the past, that maybe you dated this person or you were in a relationship with this person, but they know that you don't belong to anybody, and that scares them because a part of them is used to some type of element of control or um, societal structures that may not fit your life purpose or what you desire for yourself. If you want a divine partnership, you don't look at it like how the earth sees marriage or something. It's something different about your energy signature. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, um let's see. Some of you, this person is afraid to even have sex with you because they don't know what would come of, like, energetically, how would that unravel them? what would that awaken? What, you know, um, if they're just kind of thinking 3D dimensionally, they might think, oh, she's just gonna get me sprung, or he gonna get me sprung, instead of tapping into, like, it might awaken a desire for closeness, you know, or nurturing, or feeling seen by someone for the first time, feeling held by someone for the first time, energetically speaking, spiritually speaking. Like that might be what they're really afraid of. This is somebody that might love bomb you, or tend, or it can come off that way. Like people want to connect with you immediately, or they want to be with you because your energy is bewitching. They don't know what it is about you off top. And sometimes they'll go into it like without, they'll go into it head first without thinking about consequences, or because they're, it's almost like they feel like they're under a spell. But what's happening is, I feel like you are, this is pile threes in my readings is always the deep ones. But I knew what I was getting into when I set this pile, like when I pick, I just intuitively pick things, but I knew it. I'm like, this pile, I don't know. I already knew it was going to be pretty in depth and deep. Um, for them, like, yeah, I feel that. But with this person, like, you might represent some sort of portal that it's like it's there, but it's like it's invincible. Like you just walk right into it without much thought or something. And then when you're there, it's like, where am I at? Like, what is this land that I'm in? And then before you know it, you're like, you trapped me, you deceived me. And it's like, no, you jumped into this mirror, Alice. Okay, you done jumped down this rabbit hole. Okay, and for some of you, you know your hole is a rabbit hole. It's gonna take you somewhere. This is something never ending about your energy, and that's what is exciting, but also scary, because it's like, I have a place to land, but at the same time, maybe I don't have a safe place to land, or it feels like that because maybe there's a holding on to something on a, like a material sense, a physical level, earthly level of like, this has to be this, and this has to make sense in this way. And if it doesn't, it's like you challenge that because you've been challenged by life, and you are continuously challenged by life, but it's your energy is a bit more in tune with the vibration of like either the earth. Speaking of, last night it was very windy. It would almost sound like rain, but or no, it sounded like the ocean. The way that the wind was moving sounded like ocean tides, and it was like, and I felt like that was a sign of change. When the wind comes, it usually represents a shift of some sort, a change that is coming. And it's like, prepare for it, but be in the flow. Don't try to rush, don't try to force, don't try to run and hide. No sooner, no later, just flow, just be present. That's the energy that I got from that. So like, you could connect in the earth with the earth in those types of ways. um yeah, your energy is very, very powerful. So I do feel like you make people feel very erratic. You know, one minute they're hot and cold. Let's move towards this. They're chasing you. They're trying to make stuff happen. They're trying to earn you. They're trying to earn your attention, your gaze, your affections. And then one minute they're running from you because you're a unicorn energy too. Something about you is it's not easily obtained at the same time. You make things make sense in a way that's beautiful to them, but it's still like they may want to give you flowers or roses, or something about a rose. A red rose may be significant. All right, so let's see what this energy is leading emotionally, potentially. Thank you, sis. So you have the Nine of Cups as the last card. I'm telling you, like, I don't feel like it's just And maybe for like perverted energies or people that don't have any type of spiritual maturity about them, and they don't understand themselves, they don't understand how femininity or energy or sensuality or sexuality works, they would turn this into something lustful. Like there's some that want to sleep with you, like they literally want to sleep with you. But for those that have spiritual understanding, they feel like there's something fulfilling about being with you on that level. Yeah, there's something spiritually fulfilling. This person could also be like a powerful person. They could be someone that does work in corporate, has their own business, um, some sort of boss. They could work in, I don't know, I heard trades. Um, being with you is like outside of the realm of normalcy, if that makes sense, in a good way. Um, you're not someone that's in their everyday world. They're used to people that are very cold, very superficial. But this person could be a disloyal individual. They like arm candy, though you're something that's like a different type of beauty. It's not like a level of beauty like, oh, this person's more beautiful than you and this is and that. It's like they have a certain type of beauty and you have a different type of beauty. Yours is almost ancient, ancestral. It's not something that you can go out and manufacture. It's just you. It's how you express yourself, how you do you, whatever that form is. um with makeup or without makeup, like your energy is a different type of expression. But I feel like this person will lean more towards publicly walking around with what fits societal norms of beauty, conventional beauty or handsomeness. um what looks like where you should have or who you should be with when you're successful or when you get successful. This is the type of person. Whereas your energy is plausible for the average man or woman. They'll be like, what are you doing with them? You guys just don't make sense. And it's not because they wouldn't find you beautiful, and maybe some of them might not think you're attractive, right? Because they're brainwashed, they're conditioned to think that certain things represent beauty or attractiveness or handsomeness. And I feel like this person, though they can understand what they're looking at or experiencing or they want to, this is not someone. So I don't feel like this is anyone's divine counterpart. I don't think so. This is not given that. This is somebody that I feel like maybe that you're interested in or that you want to talk to or that you are dating. So there's a level of, they're not shallow inherently, but they choose to stay shallow. They choose to stay in the kiddie pool or stay at a certain foot level in the pool, or they just don't want to get in the ocean, period. Because you're ocean level. Your energy is connected to the earth. You're not even pool level. You're ocean level. So I don't feel like this person would be willing to invest for you because they know that they wouldn't. They want to experience you without really being ready for that. It's like, I would like to be that. And for some of you, this is someone you already dealt with that already fucked you over. This is why they can't be with you. This is why they didn't choose you, because they're not deep enough for you. They're smart, they're wise, don't get me wrong, but that doesn't mean that they always make wise decisions. And I feel like this person has hurt you before, or I'm giving you a heads up, they will hurt you. If you give this like too much, like give this person too much credit, because though you're a powerful person and you're wise, you're still human, right? And if you feel a connection to someone, because this is like a person I feel like that is interested, that does respect a level of you, but this isn't your match, because this is someone that will disappoint you. They're used to the surface level women or men, what looks good on paper. This person's also a disloyal partner. They cheat on their partners. They keep a roster of women or men. This person could be an athlete too, specifically basketball, maybe for some of you. Um, the number 3 is significant. Someone's jersey could be 3 or 30. Or this person could be a retired player. For some, this person has business, or this is someone that's their own boss or something like that. They play the game. They know what it takes to be successful. And the woman that they're going to end up with, or the man that they're going to end up with, is someone that is cold emotionally, or someone they choose this person specifically because they don't really have to give too much to this person. This is a purpose driven person, or not. No, this isn't purpose driven. This is somebody that's career driven. There's a difference. There's a distinct difference between somebody that is career driven versus a person that's purpose driven. So this person's all about their business, their I keep saying purpose. Maybe they feel like it is their purpose. Like, okay, um, I'm meant to play sports. I'm meant to take care of my family, maybe even start organizations or something like that. And they're married to that. If they do settle down with someone, it's a person that's going to be palatable for them and that looks the part. They don't care if this person is emotionally available, open, nurturing, loving, supportive, protect. They don't give a fuck because they're just there for the image, to keep their bed warm at night, um, to look good on their arm, to look like a family man or a woman that is well put together. See, I have a husband, I have kids. But the truth is, um, they they're not going to be faithful to this person. They're always going to be looking for the next best thing. And your energy just is that portal that's like, wow, what is this? I know this is something special, but I could never have this. For some reason, I'm hearing Erica Badu's Next Lifetime song. So some of you guys are wise enough not to even engage this type of person because you know that it's not going to go anywhere. It's like, I like you, I dig you, I know you like me too, but we can't go there. Maybe in another life, maybe it'll be different. Maybe, but in this life, no, we could never work. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that resonates. I'm not getting any. Well, I did kind of get some zodiacs in the beginning, but yeah, that's what I'm picking up on pile number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like this video if it resonates. If you guys would like your own personal how do they feel readings, I do I do those as well. So if you're interested on my website, you guys can check that out. I'll leave the link in the description, or you guys can just go to waluchildreadings.ninja. If you guys have questions about my readings or services, you guys can always email me. Okay, I'll be more than happy to help you. And yeah, that is the reading. Much love, y'all. Thank you guys for stopping by. Whether you're watching this currently live or the replay, I thank you guys so much. Thank you. You're welcome, sis. I appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday or wherever you guys are in the world, whenever you watch it. Much love. Be blessed. Be safe. Peace.